What's happening? It's Lucky, the Promo King, and you're watching TWTTV.
What inspired you to put this conference together?
Well, I was basically going to retire from the business, but everybody wouldn't let me retire, like give it one more run. So I started going back to doing different conferences, checking out things that's going on in the industry, and it made me feel like there was something missing. And me being from the old days, I was like the music is just going nowhere. So I reached out to my business partner JD. We decided to sit out here, come together, put our heads together, and get something with some substance and make it happen for the people, and that's how it came about.
Now, you mentioned on stage that you put this together in a short amount of time. It happened fairly quickly. How was you able to pull this off so quickly?
Faith. It was. We did it in exactly 6 weeks. We talked about it about a year ago, and when we talked about it, we just never acted on it. But when we decided to act upon it, we got together, called the coalitions that we wanted to be involved, and within a matter of 6 weeks, went out, started seeking out sponsorships, raising money, and there it was.
Now, we know that most artists in the city, they're always, not all of them, make sure I say that, because how people twist words, but a lot of artists don't see the real benefit in things like this. In other markets they do, but in that there always seems to be some kind of distance between acceptance with DJ events like this, where they can connect straight with the people and get their music heard, reviewed, and things like that. Why do you think there's such a disconnect with these kind of events and with the artists in this particular city?
Because what I've always said in this, since I've been in this city doing music, you have Indianapolis business, and then you have the music industry. A lot of people here don't get outside of the market, so they're hearing what other people are telling them, who may have went out and not really trying to share that information with them, keep them one step behind instead of working with them and try to educate them so they can come up as well. So it's like everybody here has their own mentality of this is what I believe the business is, but in all aspects, they don't really know what the business is. So when somebody do bring something like this here, they don't see the importance of getting out there networking with these people to get outside of this market. So.
Now, I asked Shauna this question, I'm going to ask you this question. To an artist, of course, this is going to be a question we already know the answer to, but I want to just explain it to the artists who may not understand. Why is the DJ conference and other events like this so important to an artist?
One, it's important because you get the opportunity to get up close and personal and build a relationship with DJs yourself. Because DJs run the industry, hands down. Then you get the chance to meet other artists that's not from your own city and region, to where you may be able to make a friend, do a collabo, you start pushing their music up in your area, they pushing your music up there, so now you expand it. Then you get to meet label reps who are coming in from different labels, to where you can shop your music too, sit down and get some education, find out what are they doing with their artists and make them successful, to where you can take that same knowledge and apply it to your own career.
Now, we know that artists' presentations is very it's very key and important. Two-part question here. How should artists come to an event like this prepared? What should their presentation be? And why do some artists continue to show up at events like this with CDs with no writing on them and the sleeve, and that's it?
I'm gonna answer the second one first. Some people just don't learn. They feel like I'm gonna do this my way and you're gonna either take it or leave it. And that's their mentality. And that's why they showing up at every last one of them the same way, and everybody's leaving it. Because they're not taking the advice that people are giving them. Then, as far as what do you need to be prepared, with your presentation, one, you need to come dressed prepared. Dress like
what? You trying to tell me the clothes, beat up shoes with the holes and it's not going to work?
No, that's not going to work. Dress the part. Come in there like you're ready to handle some business. Then secondly, get your CDs professionally packaged. Spend a little money, show some people that you're trying to do something.
Well, if you don't have a budget,
even if you don't have a budget, you can work at McDonald's and get you at least 100 CDs professionally pressed up. So when you come to this conference day,
where can you get, for those who don't know, where can you take a small budget and still get that kind of quality done and shrink wrapped and all that? Where can they get online, or you know, any place that they can
go? I don't know about getting it shrink wrapped for a low price, but you can come to the spot headquarters, and we do duplications, and we will get you right. We will get you 100% prepared. CD fully packaged, ready to go. Now,
do they need business cards, or do they need promotional flyers, or can they just have a professionally based CD?
Basically, if you have your CD with all your contact information, that's your you know what I mean, that's your whole package right there. If you don't have that, yeah, get you some business cards, you know what I mean. But if you got the CD, you know, package right there, that's your present.
Now, after they have a good presentation, how should they approach a DJ, a label rep? Should it be like one of their homies? Hey fam, what's good? Or should it be like, how you doing? My name is such and such. How should they approach people when they?
It's like I said, it's a business. You wouldn't walk into Allison's or Ford talking about, yo homie, you know what's happening? You know, this is my resume. You know what I mean? Check me out. No, it's a business. When you approach a DJ, hey, how you doing? You know what I mean? I'm such and such. You know, this is my CD. And don't artists no not. You know, I'm the hottest thing smoking. You know what I mean? I'm the best rapper you gonna ever hear. You ain't gonna never hear it. Everybody say that. Let your music do your talking for you. If you're that good, you don't have to say nothing but check me out. If you like it, contact me. Let's do some work. That's all you need to say. You know what I mean? Let me get your contact information so I can reach back out to you.
What are the give me some of the biggest mistakes, the biggest do's and don'ts to artists right now. What are some of the biggest mistakes artists make, and give me some of the do's and don'ts that artists should do and they shouldn't do?
The biggest mistakes I think artists make, the number one big mistake, they don't listen. They think they know it all. You know, and if you knew it all, you would be on the top of the choice. Yeah, couldn't nobody tell you nothing. But if you steady coming asking people for help, you don't know it all. So sit back, listen, take the criticism, and you know what I mean, and help guide your career. A lot of the don'ts, you know what I mean. Don't send links to DJs. DJs seem to hate links. You know what I mean. Don't send links, a gang of links, to anybody. You know what I mean. If you got a song you pushing, get you 1 or 2 songs and send it out. Don't be sending albums. Nobody want to hear an album. Then don't give a DJ a mixtape of another DJ's mixtape. That's just, you know what I mean. I'm a DJ. Why I'm gonna listen to somebody else's mixtape? It's like, if you want me to put some, I can't get the songs off of there. So what you want me to do with it? Let me think. What's some other don't? Don't come. You know, when you're doing performance, don't get on stage with all your homies. You know what I mean? If don't nobody know who the rapper is, what good is it serving the purpose? Right. You better off having them out in the crowd cheering you on to help get everybody else hyped. That's business.
Yeah.
Don't have your phone on during interviews. You know, that's another, you know what I mean? I just showed you that's why. You know what I mean? It's so many of them. The list could go on.
No, we know from the NAP, House of Villains, all the way to Young Tone. There's been a lot of artists that come and go in between locally.
I didn't seen it all.
What's happened with the music scene here, good and bad, and where do you see it going in the future? And will anybody ever really, I know people have had deals, I know people had deals on the table, I know people who actually got signed for a week and they got shelved, but when we, I'm asking a lot of questions in one, but let's go on in time. What's happened in the music scene since NAP to Young Tone, and after that, will we ever see somebody really hit the national level?
Well, I'm gonna put it, you know, I'm from the streets. You know, I got education, but I'm still from the streets. I got both of them. I'm a double-edged sword. I got street knowledge and I got book education. So it's like, you know, what I mean, from you look at, I'm gonna even go even further than that, because you know you had Tip Street Posse, you had the BMW Boys. You know what I mean? So it's like I watched it all. You know what I mean? Through the history. And it's like a lot of the ones who started off, you know, they had that street money behind it. You know what I mean? And they was making waves. When you're dealing with street stuff, situations happen. You know what I mean? And that's the only thing that stopped a lot of that from taking off. You know, now you look at another generation with these new cats. It ain't so much where street money involved, but these cats, you know what I mean? They get starstruck too quick. You know what I mean? They get a little buzz in the city, and you can't tell them nothing. They happy. They neighborhood know them. They cool. They got a few mixed show spins. They cool. So you know what I mean? They have to find that balance to want something more and something better. Because I would say I'm gonna give it 3 years, and we should have artists from Indianapolis hitting the major.
Now I know this next question may cause some controversy, but you know I gotta ask you. Right now, who do you see? Who do you think are the top? Who's the hottest top artists in the city? And out of that list, who do you think is going to be the one that's going to?
Who's the hottest top artist in the city?
Give some of the hottest, maybe five top.
5 of the top. Well,
Here it goes, baby. Here we go.
You know, it really depends on what you consider the top. You know, I'm gonna do it like.
Well,
this.
when I say top, let's break it down. I'm talking about from promotion to quality of music to presentation to music videos, photo, everything, the works.
So if you're looking at the full package,
Package.
I gotta say, number one, gotta go with Lil Nutty.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Hands down, you know what I mean? His music speaks for itself. His marketing speaks for itself. The streets love him. You know, his CDs are selling. So it's like you gotta give him his props. 2, I would probably say. 2, I gotta give it up to Lil Skip right now. You know what I mean? Young guy coming up, he's doing his thing. He's independent. He don't really have no major people backing him. He ain't got no street money, but he's making real good moves. He's making smart moves. He's not one of those artists that, you know what I mean, don't listen. You can tell him something, he's gonna go back and he's gonna absorb it and he's gonna take it for what it's worth. And when you listen to his music is on a level to where it's national and universal. So I mean, you got to give him up his props. 3, I would say I got to give it up to Leamber, represent for the ladies, you know. I'm seeing a lot from him. You know what I mean? So I got to give props to do. I got to give it up. I got to switch over to some, you know, since I'm talking to Amber and R&B, give it to my guy Zay Foggs. You know, he's doing big things, and he's not just doing it in the city. He's on the road. He's doing tours. You know what I mean? So like I said, when I say 3 years, he's probably the one you're gonna see.
Okay.
In about 3 years.
So we listed what? That's about that's 3. The 4.
That's 4.
This last one is it, y'all.
The last one, you know, this I'm gonna say this one because this he's my all-time favorite artist.
Okay.
You know what I mean, in the city. So I gotta say Jimmy Mack.
Jimmy Mack, my guy, Jimmy Mack,
That's
man.
my guy. So I gotta give him his
Take
props.
it if y'all don't know if y'all haven't watched the Take Him to the Safe video. That's one of my favorite songs from Jimmy Mack. I've been following Jimmy Mack since he first came. I got every album. He's probably the only artist that I've actually went to the store and bought out of Rockabilly's and things of that nature.
I mean, everybody overlooking, but he does a lot, and when he does it, he does it with quality. He does it with, you know, mentality. He's not trying to be something that he's not, and his music speaks for itself. And he's moving outside the city, so you know what I mean. You gotta give him.
That's that list. All right, that's Lucky's top 5 in the city. Now let's move over to some promoting questions. Why were you getting ready to cough? I mean, we got Gino, we got Amp, you know. But wait, why retire?
I'm old. I ain't gonna tell about how old I am. But, you know, I've been in this.
Well, I could pretty much guess if you've been around since you were an adult in the NAP days all the way to now. We can guess.
I was still a young buck back in the NAP days. I wasn't that old, but I was doing my thing. You know what I mean? I just grew up fast.
So you saying that's the only reason?
Yeah, you know, I've been in the game quite a while. Yeah. I done seen it come and go, and then it got to the point to where, you know what I mean, I don't like what I'm seeing in the music business. And then I'm looking at my kids. I'm like, I done gave my life to this music, You know what I mean? But now I want to give some time to my kids. But now my kids is doing music and come behind me. So now it's like they like, boy, teach me what you do. So it's like I'm kind of stuck in the middle.
So what's next for Lucky then? What's Lucky gonna do next? I mean, this has been everything you've done. This is what you do.
I try to sit back, kick my heels up, and swing on a little fence on the porch. But now since I can't do that, we got DJs United Conference definitely gonna be something that we do every year. It's gonna be an annual event now. At least for the next 3 years, we're gonna keep it here in Indianapolis. After that, we're gonna weigh our options on considering moving it. We got the iWorks seminars that we're about to start doing, little one-day seminars throughout the country. We got the Rep Your City tour that's kicking off. 8 cities.
You ain't going nowhere. You ain't going nowhere. You back?
I'm trying. You know what I mean. We got.
Who you gonna pass the torch to?
To my kids.
Okay, they gonna be okay.
They already battling over who's gonna take over daddy's business. So,
How old are the kids? How old are they?
17, 12, 10.
Ah, yeah, they ready.
Yeah, they ready. They right there at the door. So they help me out now anyway. So it's like I'm grooming them. So they beast.
When it comes to the music, explain to people who I've never understood. I have to explain this to artists myself, but they don't listen to me. I'm talk shows, right? So, what's the difference between a local sound and a national sound?
The difference is this: if you put your music in, and you just like, okay, yeah, and then you take it out and you put some national music in, and the levels of that music go up to where you feeling it in your chest, and you take it back out, you put yours in and it goes down, you know that you need to upgrade your sound. You know what I mean? Because as far as when people say, well, what they're talking about is local, you can't talk about nothing that's just local, because all the conversation in this business is all the same. Everybody rap about the same thing. It's just how you deliver what you're rapping about. So I don't consider that local conversation unless all you talking about is the hood you in, and then people outside of the city don't know nothing about your hood, then you lost. But if you come up with content, it's all about the quality of your music. Your levels, are high enough. Is it mixed down, or is it pitched in? That's how you can tell what's local and what's national.
And there it is, yeah. Now, where can everybody find you on Facebook and Twitter? If they don't already know.
Yeah, if you're looking for me on Twitter, you know what I mean, I'm the Promo King. That's D as in dog, A, Promo King. On Facebook, I'm Lucky, Amps Cover Story Smith. You can also, find me downtown in the center of the city, 120 East Market Street, the spot headquarters. That's where the home base is. So very hard to find.
Any last words you want to give to the artist?
Yeah, last words is, stay humble, continue hustling, stay motivated. Don't let nobody take what you got, as long as it's positive. And what I mean by that is, don't take things and give it to people to where they can't understand what you're trying to do, because your own creativity is your creativity. But if you're giving it to the world, they must understand who you are. So don't sell yourself short.
I forgot this question, so we ain't done yet. I gotta go back to it. How important is it to have, everybody uses street cred as a way of, selling records. I'm true to this. I've done this. Blah blah blah. We know half of it. How important is it to have some street cred behind you? Kanye West didn't have no street cred, but he was successful, along with some other artists. But everybody's using the street cred as a. Go ahead, Lucky, take it away.
If you wasn't in the streets, I'll put it like this: the last real street niggas or street people was in the 90s.
Yeah.
All these so-called, I'm a street. You have no street cred.
Is it even important anymore?
Because half these cats ain't on about the street. They snitching on each other. You know what I mean? They cry babies. They ain't doing no real time. So what is your street cred? We used to get street cred by using these hands. That was what your guys pulling these pistols now. That ain't no street cred. What can you do with these hands? That's what built street cred. But, hey, he good with them hands. It's easy to use a finger. So, That don't make you hard. Even a baby can pull a trigger. So that don't make you. They don't give you no street cred.
So you don't have to be. You know, a lot of guys think they gotta have that kind of tough edge. A lot of artists don't want to be the Andre 3000 or they CeeLo Green. Just be yourself. You know, how important is it for them just to know that just to be you and do you, and let your music speak for itself.
Because honestly, if you listen to all the music nowadays, it's all pop music anyway. It's club music. Ain't nobody, giving nothing with no substance. Ain't nobody giving nothing with no message. You know what I mean? So it's like.
So who's Lucky listening to when he's who you listening to now out there? Who's in the deck?
What I'm riding to right now. I'm riding to some R&B. You know what I mean? It's a mixtape from my guy DJ Torture. You know what I mean? I'm riding to some good old R&B. You know that. But normally, when I'm in the mood, I'm gonna hear me some rap. You know what I mean? I'm old school. Actually, I just took out Trick Daddy before I threw in R&B. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, and I listen to my Pac and my Biggie, E40.
Oh yeah, E40. If you don't got that triple album, need to go get it. E40's back.
And Too Short. You know what I mean? I'm still a fan. You know, I'm a fan of music. So I'm all this new stuff. I don't know who because everybody sounds the same.
Woo.
So it's like
say it again. They all. Woo.
I was somebody let me hear something today. They said, yeah, that's the new one by Stewie Rap. I thought it was Travis Porter. Then I thought it was Future. So I didn't know.
Who's your top 5 of all time? Not local. Now we're not talking about Nap anymore. We're talking on who's your all-time top 5?
All-time top 5.
Dead or alive?
Tupac is number 1 hands down. Scarface.
Yes.
E40. Too Short. Ice Cube.
Woo. There it is. And we're going to end it right there on Lucky's top 5. Stay tuned for another edition of TWTTV. Lucky the Promo King. Appreciate y'all. Till next time.